Hello and welcome to the Source Reports, where we work to provide facts, not opinion, and also provide the source for those facts for your own research. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, liking us on Facebook, and subscribing to us on YouTube. Today we're discussing the history of land acquisitions in the U.S. and providing some facts about Greenland that may not have been reported in the news. So I was recently asked my opinion on our president discussing the potential of purchasing Greenland. My response is that I had not researched anything about it yet, but I did ask my inquisitor what their opinion of the Louisiana Purchase was. I found that this educated adult had very little knowledge that purchasing or acquiring land from other countries has been a somewhat common occurrence in the short 243 years of U.S. history. Additionally, there are some interesting facts about Greenland that we should take a look at. In 1776, the original 13 colonies claimed their independence from Britain, and following the 8-year Revolutionary War, early Americans began branching out into and exploring the lands to the south and to the west. The first previously mentioned acquisition was the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, wherein the U.S. paid France $15 million for territories that now comprise the states of Louisiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. In addition, the area included most of the land in Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and Minnesota. In 1818, the Red River Valley was acquired, which established much of the U.S.-Canadian border today. This land is mostly in the current states of Minnesota and North Dakota. The land was secured at no cost. A year later, in 1819, was the Florida Purchase, wherein Spain ceded Florida and parts of the Gulf Coast to the U.S. to pay for $5 million in debts they had with the U.S. 1845 was the Texas annexation from Mexico, which brought in lands that are currently a large portion of Texas, nearly half of New Mexico, and parts of Oklahoma and Colorado. At the time, Texas had amassed bonded debt to the amount of $10 million, which the U.S. federal government absorbed in the acquisition. Interestingly enough, 1 year later, the Mexican-American War broke out over border disputes. The Oregon Treaty of 1846 established the 49th parallel as the U.S.-Canadian border and brought us lands that the present-day states of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and portions of Montana and Wyoming comprise. Following the surrender of Mexico to the U.S. during the U.S.-Mexican War, Mexico ceded lands of present-day California, Nevada, and Utah, along with portions of Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Wyoming. Mexico lost about half its national territory in the treaty. The Gadsden Purchase in 1853 was the purchase of the Mesilla Valley south of the Gila River in today's Arizona and New Mexico. The U.S. paid Mexico $10 million for the lands. In 1867, the U.S. purchased the lands which now make up present-day Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million. We also annexed Midway Island in the Pacific, not part of the continent. Upon the conclusion of the Spanish-American War in 1898, the Treaty of Paris gave possession of modern-day Cuba, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Guam, and Wake Island to the U.S. Additionally, the U.S. annexed the Hawaiian Islands that same year and American Samoa the following year. In 1917, the U.S. purchased the Virgin Islands from Denmark for $25 million. Denmark. Since that time, the U.S. has annexed several island chains including Canton Island and Edinburgh Island, the Caroline Islands, and the Marshall Islands. All in all, the original 13 colonies area totaled over 892,000 square miles. The additional purchased, annexed, and acquired lands totaled more than 2.8 million square miles. Why did the U.S. acquire these additional lands? Well, some were for resources, others for strategic benefits. I'm personally very happy that President McKinley way back in 1898 thought Hawaii had a benefit, and I can attest to that. So this brings us to the question, why Greenland? Again, I will try not to express my own opinion on the topic, but is there a strategic reason or natural resources that would benefit our country and the world? This is what my research came up with. Considered to be a part of the North American continent and not Europe, Greenland is over 836,000 square miles, but over 3/4 of the landmass is covered with an ice cap. Greenland has a small population of approximately 56,000 residents, mostly living on the southern coastal region. It became a Danish territory in 1814, and a very important fact is that it became self-governing in 2009. President Harry S. Truman offered to purchase Greenland back in 1946 for $100 million, but Denmark turned him down. Greenland is rich in natural resources, including some of the world's largest deposits of uranium, aluminum, platinum, tungsten, titanium, copper, gemstones, and rare earth elements, which is an interesting topic in and of itself. Oil has also been discovered. This brings us to a potential why. The self-governing Greenland has opened its doors to significant Chinese investment into mining and exploration. China currently has cornered the world's REE mining, owning the rights to over 90% of all rare earth element mines. Under Denmark control, they restricted the mining of uranium, but the self-governing Greenland has opened up uranium mining since 2013. So the questions I have are, is the U.S. stupid for considering or even discussing the possibility of a Greenland purchase? As part of North America, should Greenland's future be a concern? What is the responsible effort the U.S. should put forth to influence the decisions around the mining and extraction of Greenland's natural resources? How would a Chinese military base close to Canada and the coast of New England affect our national security? Is this a concern to you? And what should the U.S. do about it? I look forward to your comments. This is Joe Babiner with the Source Reports, and those are the facts. Our tables and reports are available for downloading on our YouTube channel as always. See you soon with another objective and factual set of reports that we hope will help you better understand the world we live in. Thanks.